What's up, everybody?
My name is Anthony Irvin.
You beat yourself?
Yeah.
CB myself.
Yeah. Okay.
I'm Jim Green.
Don't even need a hit of traffic light.
Okay, good.
Welcome to
One set.
What's up, everybody? We're pissed.
Yep.
Oh 100%. My God. Let's just get right into this. You guys know the socials. We can't wait to tell you about this. We just got off the WWE Raw / Stranger Things collaboration week sauce. Like,
it's an epic fail, dude. Like,
total fail.
Yeah, and you hit the nail on the head. When you said they kind of promoted this last second, like it kind of came up. I think I heard about it a couple weeks ago, and I was like,
yeah,
it seems interesting that they would do that after the finale drops, right? Like,
yes,
why would they not have done that before season 5 dropped? Like,
that'd have been even more, because now it's like, you're doing it and then you're still promoting the fact that the season's out, but still it would have made more sense to do it even after like the first 4 episodes of the season came out. But then I guess the fact they figured the holidays, not many people are going to watch it, we'll just do it the first of the year. Understandable, but I think it was a total miss that you would do it at the end, that now that the series is already over and already out and most of the people have already seen it, then you're going to go do a collaboration. And the fact that, like I was saying off air, we needed to talk about this, so we're going to talk about it for a few minutes. The fact that none of the characters were there, none of the people that were in the series were there, and it was literally, like I even told you, none of the wrestlers even seemed to, get into the fact that it was a special type of night. There could have been like 1 or 2 wrestlers that had like some special ring gear or something. I was waiting for one of them to just appear and be like, have like a Vecna style type of thing, or a Demigorgon type thing, or dressing up as, Max or 11, or one of the girls dressing up as 11 or something. Nothing. Like, I kind of thought, I could be wrong, I kind of thought Becky's was maybe a little bit of inspiration, because it seemed like she had something that maybe 11 would wear in one of the seasons. But
I'll be honest, I knew that match was coming up, and I was like, I'm hopping in the shower.
I knew you definitely did not tune into that. You did not miss anything. And
I actually predicted Becky to win the title back. And I hopped in the shower, I got out, Cheyenne was like, Becky won. I was like, so I didn't miss anything. She's like, you didn't miss a thing.
And you made a good statement, the fact that it was pretty much an all women's Raw except for the main event, and all those titles changed except for the main event.
So that to me was, we're waiting for Chris Jericho, right? Like that was, everyone was like, oh, Chris Jericho might be coming out. Has to be. And I messaged you right before the show started. I was like, do we get Jericho tonight? And you're like, no. And I was like, yeah, I really don't think so either. As long as they have something else going on, as long as something big happens, because like last year it was this first Raw of the year. It was the Netflix debut. I get that. But they hyped this one up as the anniversary of Raw on Netflix. Like last year it was, this episode of Raw is the beginning of the road to WrestleMania.
Yeah.
Screw the Royal Rumble.
Right.
So I was like, okay, is that what we're doing going forward? Is that what you're trying to tell us?
Like now, like the first episode of Raw every year is going to be some type of big, elaborate, thing.
We're building up for Mania in multiple angles kind of thing.
Right.
I will say,
in the words of Triple H, it's going to be an epic night. Like,
yeah, sure. Okay.
Okay.
So I said to you, I was like, we're in the main event. And I'm like, this whole theme is a flop unless Jericho is ending the show and he came in and he turned the WWE universe upside down.
Right.
waiting for it.
Nothing.
And the match was good. The match was really good.
It definitely was a good match. I mean, despite the whole collaboration thing being, a fail to me, there were some good matches and everything, and the main event was great. But yeah, I think Jericho would have been a nice spot in there. But I had already thought coming into it, he's not going to come tonight. I think they're just waiting for him for the Rumble. You get his moment. He starts a feud there, and he'll get his WrestleMania moment. I mean, it seems like they're pitching if he is, going to be back in WWE, he's probably going to be doing some type of farewell tour. It seems like everybody's doing a farewell tour this year. We're getting an AJ Styles, we're getting a Brock Lesnar, and if so, we're getting Chris Jericho. So this is the year of farewell tours. I mean, that John Cena started, but
yeah, I think if Jericho comes back, he's probably going to do a year. So we might get him being sent off next year. But still, it feels very much like the rest of that generation is on their way out. CM Punk isn't far behind. I can't imagine him so
yeah.
Rey Mysterio, he's going soon.
Definitely.
Yeah, dude. Did you catch? Yeah, you caught the opening match, the tag match, the women's tag title match.
I caught like the first half of it, but you told me the outcome, which I'm not surprised about. And knowing all the other outcomes for tonight, I wasn't surprised that of the outcome for the first match either.
I generally enjoy watching all four of them. I just kind of had a feeling Io and Rhea were going to win it right there because they were kind of already teasing on SmackDown with Alexa Bliss, with Charlotte, like, oh, what do you guys win them? We're next in line. And like, I just feel like I guess the heat that Asuka and Kyrie had like a couple months ago just kind of dissipated. Like maybe it's just me. Maybe I just like, I honestly past couple weeks of Raw with the holidays knowing that they don't do a lot, like just kind of missed wrestling. Like I kind of maybe threw it on, maybe didn't pay that much attention.
Right. It is still hard for, the Japanese wrestlers to kind of get over in America because they don't really have the promos. I mean, they're always, talking in their language. They have, broken English. They try to set them up for some English promos, but then, they're not fully committed to speaking English all the time. And so it's kind of hard to take them serious. So you're always relying on their talent to get them over. Asuka is in herself, she's a great talent. Don't get me wrong. But, it is hard to, slap a belt on them and then try to keep them relevant. And then you gotta, sell the fact that every week you're out there and you just can't not be a champion these days and not be able to cut a promo. So,
well, and like you said, I love Asuka. I love Io. I think Kyrie's great. In the ring, as soon as they're in the ring and the match is happening, they're great, right? But this just goes like with us being fans for as long as we have been. Your gimmick matters, and like how you carry yourself, and I mean, I think Io has done very well for herself. Like last year was a great year for her overall.
I was gonna say I definitely think Io has taken the next step.
She got that big win at WrestleMania against Bianca and Rhea, and after that, she had a great rise. Like her and Rhea back and forth through the summer was fantastic, and
even Io's English, I feel, has gotten better. It seems like she's been working on that.
Has improved.
And it definitely has improved. Out of, the Japanese wrestlers that we have, I think she is the most fluent, seems to be the most fluent in the English language. I mean, so if she is, kind of on the mic, you can kind of she can be more interpretive to speak and you can understand her a little bit more, where Asuka is kind of like 50-50 on time.
Yeah, well, I think Asuka and Kyrie also are leaning into the anime style characters,
That
which
too.
is very much heavily embedded into modern day pop culture. The kids are all about it now, so like,
Yeah.
it works for them. It's
Yeah.
totally fine. I think another example of this is Stephanie Vaquer, right? Like she's just working on her English.
Yeah.
And I think, yes, she has been great in the ring since they called her up last year. After WrestleMania, I think she actually came up, right?
Yeah.
And we've seen her in the Money in the Bank match. Like, we've seen her in these good spots in the ring, phenomenal. And her promos in the ring are literally her practicing, giving a promo, practicing speaking English, right?
And she's definitely getting better, I can feel. I mean, it's not like, it's like kind of cringe the way. I mean, you can tell she's, out there to practice, and it seems like she's getting better every time she's out there. So got to give people credit when credit
she's
too, for sure.
She's getting better at speaking, but not necessarily engaging the audience on the mic.
That's true too.
Right? Like, it's still just leaning on her in-ring talent. And like she's fantastic in the ring. Obviously has put her time in to the training. And I think in time, and she's young. I think she said she was 26, which is 26.
Makes sense.
In her promo. Yep. So like, she still has plenty of time and has time to be able to get to that level, right? I do think that Braun Breaker is meant to win that title off CM Punk at WrestleMania. That's like what it feels like. Like they're going to give him that moment on the grand stage. So it just feels like this feud is going to keep going. I do also think that the reason why they're not able to kickstart the road to WrestleMania tonight is because of the injuries happening. Seth Rollins, albeit namely, really like threw a wrench in everything that they had planned. So I think they're still kind of teetering around what exactly are they doing for WrestleMania. So like they're not able to really pull the trigger on setting things up like they did last year. Everything kind of, they knew what was happening because they knew Cena was coming in. They knew that they were doing everything with him. That triple threat with Rollins and Reigns and Punk was rumored way back in the fall of 2024. So like they had the direction for that. So I think the last I heard was we're supposed to be getting Cody and Roman Reigns 3. And I'm like,
that's the thing that's definitely circling around.
Yeah.
Currently, I definitely heard the fact that they're going with a Cody and Randy Orton thing probably at the Rumble, which I'm excited about.
That seemed to be the indication from SmackDown, which I did catch, and it was 3 hours, and I'll tell you, I shut it off when it got to the Damian Priest Aleister Black match, which is bad because like I love Aleister Black. Like I think he's great.
Same.
I don't know what it is about Damian Priest that like
it's that walk, bro.
It's that walk.
It's that damn walk, bro. I'll tell you. It just can't doesn't have the walk rhythm.
So like I'm watching him cut a promo and I can tell he's locked in and I think he's committed and something just isn't connecting with me. And it's in a way that I don't think he's doing a bad job. I just don't think he's for me. Like, I don't know what it is. I see him in the ring and half the stuff he does, I'm like, yeah, he's good. But there isn't really much about him that makes me feel like, all right, Damian Priest is great.
I just see him as
floating in the upper mid card kind of thing, like just like
Drew
McIntyre has been like without a belt. But Drew McIntyre is on another level.
He deserves to be, at the spot where he is, where like, when you look at Damian Priest, it's like, oh, it's like, and I hate to say knockoff, but like it, like you can see like a mixture of the Undertaker and Scott Hall.
Yep.
In his like,
and he
ring
does
essence.
He does feel like Drew McIntyre before he got great, right?
Right.
Like, and I'll say this, like when they had Drew McIntyre win the Royal Rumble, and he was supposed to go on to have this like meteoric rise, and then he, pandemic hurt him, right?
Definitely.
Like totally not his fault.
It just seems like everything like in his path since that has just been like, he'll have an up, then he'll have like 20 downs, he'll get up, then he'll just get knocked back down,
yeah, his 2021, 2022, where he was just kind of there.
Mm-hmm.
Now, granted, like I think he is significantly more stellar in the ring compared to Damian Priest. Like I think Drew's got like the speed and some elevated strength to him where I'm like, Priest, he's not bad, but
right.
He's not, he just doesn't have something in the ring that stands out to me.
But yeah,
like,
if you're going to want to put on a match, either Drew McIntyre versus whoever, and, Damian Priest versus whoever, I'm definitely going with Drew.
Going with Drew. Yeah.
Definitely going with Drew.
So I knew that they, like, because they did the Drew and Damian feud, and it felt very much like they're doing this to try to get Damian Priest to step up to Drew, right? And I don't think he grasped the brass ring, so to speak, right?
It's like you were saying earlier, the fact that you can cut a promo, you can talk, but you're just not engaging the audience. I think he's Damian Priest, he goes through the motions, he's in the ring, he's not, like you said, he's not bad in the ring, but people are just not connecting with him as like, you can see this guy as a future champion and like being that guy. I just can't see him in that light. I can definitely see him as being maybe like a top mid-carder and just, going through those motions.
Yeah.
But I can't see him, battling with the Vision or battling with these other guys and just being able to stand out. And, like I can see definitely Drew, since he already had like a thing with the Vision, I can definitely see like if they pulled a Hail Mary and said, hey, Drew, we're going to put you in with the Vision, I could definitely see that.
Yeah, well, when they're ready to turn Braun Breaker face at some point, you do a face Braun Breaker versus Drew McIntyre, and I am here for it. 100%, right?
Same.
Or I don't know. I think Drew is just so great at what he's doing now. I can't see him just throwing that away and being like, I'm a good guy again. I'm good. Like,
yeah, like 1 week he's good, 1 week he's bad, and then I'm like, oh well, let me get Rhea Ripley to give me a little bit more hype, and Terra Twins, yeah, and then like
that is 100%, because Cheyenne was like, what is Rhea doing with Damian Priest? I was like, Damian Priest needs Rhea Ripley. Like, that is what that is. That is what that is. Like
100%.
I'm so glad you just said that.
120%.
I'm so glad you just. I was like, Damian Priest needs to piggyback off of Rhea Ripley. That is how stuck he is right now.
Yeah.
Wow.
Just feeding off whatever vine he can pull off of to just keep him up there. Just
well, and it's just Jey Uso back with Jimmy Uso. He's so much more comfortable when he has Jimmy to feed off of. Like,
and it didn't. Again, I think they did it to the point where it didn't hurt his career. He still, and you can tell he cut off the Yeet stuff. Now they say Uso. So they're trying to make it,
more uniform
for a tag team instead of it just being one-sided. But, I feel bad. I mean, I'm glad Jay had his moments and stuff, but I think we knew it wasn't going to be sustainable. But I'm glad he had his moments to be able to stay. He was on top for that amount of time. But I think he's going to definitely, he like you just said, which is 100%. He feels way more comfortable being with his brother, being in the tag team division, sparking that thing again. You can just tell he's like on a brand new high again.
Yeah, I do think that there is a good possibility that they were trying to drive towards the Jey Uso Roman Reigns thing at WrestleMania.
Yeah.
But I think the Seth Rollins injury just like kind of derailed that, right?
Mm-hmm.
So, and hence they have Jimmy and Jay just, let's go ahead and let's just throw the tag belts on them. You're a tag team again.
Right.
And we'll go ahead and split you up again when we're ready to pull the trigger on this down the timeline at some
Definitely
point. Right?
think the Seth Rollins thing kind of, derailed a lot of different, storylines or things that they were probably getting into around this time to be like, all right, well, now we're just going to throw you here, throw you there, and maybe we'll come across it back later down the line, but we have to do something to get out of this thing. So let's just get Jay back into the tag team. I mean, we haven't really seen Roman too much on TV lately, but yeah.
Well, Roman told when did Roman lose? And he told the Uso, he lost to Bronson,
that's right.
He lost to Bronson Reed, and he's like, I don't want to see y'all till Christmas. And then all of a sudden, he's in Survivor Series. He's in the freaking.
By the way,
he's in the War Games match,
right?
So, but that was, Roman said that to them, I think in the summer, I don't want to see y'all till Christmas.
Mm-hmm.
And, or maybe it was, I think it was.
I remember there was definitely some tension between the three of them, and, because you can kind of tell that there was something brewing between the three of them and Jay and Roman, and, Jimmy was kind of getting in the middle of it.
And Jay was like, I need to start listening to Roman and just not trust anybody. And I was like, they're setting it up. They're setting it up, right? Like
I feel they were on the hinge of turning Jay heel. But
definitely.
I'm not saying it's all about Seth Rollins, but they probably had a lot of things going with that, and they had to just take off in a new direction. So maybe we'll eventually that's probably how we'll eventually get the heel turn from Jay. He'll eventually turn on him later down the road with the championships, or after they lose it, then that's when he'll turn heel or something.
Well, yeah, and the good thing there is like, okay, we got that awful Jimmy versus Jay WrestleMania 40 match where Jay was the face and Jimmy was the heel, and this go around it would be flipped, right? Like Jimmy would be the face and Jay would be the heel. And I mean, I think Jay is significantly ahead of Jimmy just because of, like, they gave him that singles push, right?
Yeah.
So that in turn would hopefully help to elevate Jimmy in the singles department if he's working with Jay. They are working together. They work well together regardless, except for that WrestleMania 40 match. Like, I just something didn't click there. I don't know what it was.
Leave that part out from now on.
Like literally, just if you leave that part out from now on, actually,
just don't ever watch that one.
Just if I could think about WrestleMania 40 and not think about that match, I would be okay. If I could think about WrestleMania 40 and not think about them dropping the ball on Stone Cold Steve Austin not being in that main event, it would be an almost perfect WrestleMania, right? Like,
we've already had our rant. We don't need rant 2.
No, this rant is just deriving from this Stranger Things episode that happened tonight that, okay, let a couple people backstage wear jean jackets and they're from the 80s. Let Michael Cole and Corey Graves come out of the Hawken van.
Apparently Corey Graves the only one that got the memo of like, oh, we gotta dress in some Stranger Things gear. He's the only one that wore something related to Stranger Things.
Michael Cole literally said, "Oh, I just didn't get the memo," and then the whole rest of the show goes on, and none of the wrestlers are in.
Everybody else didn't get the same memo.
It's just Corey Graves.
Everybody's just back there like
Bailey's riding a bike from Hawkins. So like, okay, that was good. The whole and you text me and we're like, okay, so we got a Halloween episode to start off the new year. I was like, that's exactly what it was. It's
pretty much just was a Halloween prop. Raw.
It's so goofy, dude. Like it's literally like the wrestlers were just there and pretending like that was not happening.
Yeah, like,
at all.
I had Anthony watching with me the first maybe like 15, 20 minutes. And again, I have not obviously showed him Stranger Things, but he's seen like the Demigorgons and like the commercials and stuff.
Sure.
Loves Demigorgons. And he saw like the little thing on the side. He's like, Dad, I saw a Demigorgon. I'm like, oh, cool, man. And he's all about like the Stranger Things stuff, even though he doesn't know anything about it. But
yeah, he should he's
be in like this.
Yeah, he's too young.
Too young, yeah. But he's in like this pretty cool like horror movies like thing. Like he hasn't seen any of the movies, but like he watches online these wrestling action figure matches. And there was this one where they have action figures of Michael Myers, Jason, It, and all these, and he just from watching, he saw one and he just started watching all these things, and now he's like, oh, Dad, talk to me about horror movies, talk to me about this, and like, who's your favorite one? And I'm like, ooh, dude, you're getting into a very deep topic. So I can get really, really big, or I can get very basic with it. But I'm like, obviously we cannot watch these movies yet. You got to get a little bit older, but once you get older, we're gonna have some fun.
We're gonna have fun, dude. Like, and that's so cool. Like,
so he's like into
the fact that he's already aware of it and excited about it. That's gotta be, you gotta be jonesing about that, dude.
It's cool. Like the fact that like he he likes it. Obviously, just the fact that he, like, because we were at the movies this weekend and we saw the SpongeBob movie, which again, cool movie. If anybody hasn't seen it, I thought it was gonna be really weird and like out there, but coming from a fan of SpongeBob as a kid, I thought the movie was decent. So before that,
I just think that the altered animation really throws me off.
It threw me off a little bit, but it wasn't too bad. I would still say, like, if you're a SpongeBob fan, I'm not gonna say go run to the movies and watch it, but if you have a day, go watch it. It was a cool movie.
I'll tell you what, if they do that to Bluey, I'll be pissed. I will be super pissed.
Yeah.
I will be
I will hopefully think they don't do it that way.
They better not. I will be livid.
So we
have a date to go see that movie.
Yeah, we're gonna have a couple people going to that one. Because that was one of their pre-trailers. I think Bluey, they had Super Mario, the Toy Story movies coming out this year. They had a couple other ones. I'm like, dude, we have a lot of movies we're going to go watch this year.
They got another Toy Story movie coming?
Toy Story 5.
Holy
whoopsie! And again, he had a Toy Story birthday, so it's gonna be cool to actually see a Toy Story movie in the movie theater with him. That's gonna be cool.
That's gonna be a lot of fun. I'm psyched for that.
Before going into the movie, you see all the posters of the upcoming movies and movies that are already out. One, he's a big Jack Black fan because he loves seeing Minecraft. So the Anaconda movie that it just came out, he saw the poster for that. I'm like, hey, dude, Ant, that's Jack Black that played in the in Minecraft. And he's like, oh, what's that? I'm like, it's Anaconda, blah 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 blah. So he's like, oh, can you watch? I'm like, yeah, later when you're old enough.
Yeah.
Go inside, they have the Scream 7 poster, and it's like Ghostface. And I'm like, dude, and he talks about Ghostface all the time. I said, Ant, look, it's Ghostface. He's like, whoa. And he's like, can we go over there and look at him? I'm like, yeah, sure. And he just looks at it. He's like, that's awesome. It's like, and he's like, what's that say? I said, Scream 7. He's like, oh, so what's that mean? He's like, oh, it's the 7th movie of the series, blah, blah, blah. We're coming out, and he sees the Five Nights at Freddy 2 things. Again, he's seen like the Freddy doll and a couple of things. Sure. Hasn't seen any of the movies or anything, but he always talks about it's like Five Nights at Freddy and all this stuff. So it's cool to see him like interacting with it, but like not the fact that he's seen any of the movies yet. But
well, it's something you have to look forward to because you're like,
because he definitely wants to like learn more about it.
Sure.
But I try to tell him don't watch it at night, just because I don't want him to be obviously having nightmares.
Yeah.
And if he's watching it if he's watching like the characters during the day, fine. But if he's watching something that's like a little scary, or if it gets too into it, I'm like, yeah, don't watch that.
You got to try to keep your thumb on it best you can.
So like try to keep it to the point where it's like he still likes it, and not to the point where it freaks him out. You know.
Yep.
So that's a cool little thing that he's kind of like, clicked on in his mind, that he's like, oh, like I want to know more about this. I want to know more about that. And I'm like, we're going to have some fun when you're older, dude.
Yeah, that's great, dude.
And I told him that, when you're older, I told him about the Michael Myers marathon that I was watching. I'm like, we are going to watch it together. We'll have some fun. And because he asked me like what my favorite, horror movie is. And I said, Michael Myers by far. I mean, obviously you can't watch him right now, but blah, blah, blah. I gave him like a whole spiel, and he tries to take it like, he's like, oh, and we can only talk horror movie stuff when mommy's not in the car. I'm like, no, we could talk. So he's trying to start, thinking like, oh, we can talk secretly about things.
Okay.
But I try not to like embody that, because I don't want him to start lying or anything.
Yeah. Yep.
So I kind of said, we can talk about it with mom, but just don't talk about it in school, because I don't want people thinking you're watching that stuff.
Yeah. and then they're like, oh, those parents let little Anthony watch that.
Yeah, I'm like, no. Wait. So it was a cool moment.
That's great. I love that.
Man. Dude, let's get into some more brighter things outside of that hellhole of a Stranger Things collaboration. Let's talk about the wild card weekend that we are about to
Super wild card weekend.
Super wild card weekend.
It's super, dude.
Yeah. Dude, I gotta tell you that this is the craziest playoff,
bracket that we've seen.
Yeah. Just the fact that we have the Carolina Panthers, the Chicago Bears, and even the Patriots, because the Patriots have been out of the playoffs for a little while. So now that they're back in, it's cool to see them. I was just seeing the Seahawks playing the other night. They're definitely gonna be making a big run this year. Denver is looking good.
Even the Jags as a third seed, because like we're used to seeing the Jags get in, but like as 6th or 7th seed, like on the bottom end.
Yeah. So everybody, like, I feel like almost everything is kind of flipped. And the fact that we don't have the Chiefs in the playoffs this year is wild.
Yeah.
So it's anybody's, Super Bowl this year. Do I think the Eagles are going to win it all this year? My hope as a Philly fan always wants us to win the Super Bowl.
Sure. And that's like they would have to just go on a run starting this Sunday, and it would have to be like, wow, they actually played a good game. And then the next game they would have to play great again. And then they would have to play great again and be like, where did they come from? They just got to the postseason and just started lighting it up. Like,
right. Like they've been playing possum all year, and they're like, okay, here's the real playbook, and here we go. Like, I'm not worried about our defense at all.
If Nick Sirianni had masterfully done that, the dude's on another level. But just some of the, I mean, the whole season has just been kind of like, there was not one game that I was like, wow, they crushed it. Like, they looked absolutely dominant. Like,
yeah, there was probably only one or two games where we were, like we blew a team out, and then, but we should have blown them out.
Yeah, it was. I know exactly what you're talking about, and I think it was maybe like the Cincinnati Bengals. Does that sound right?
Something like that. But it's like the Rams game, was won off of a blocked field goal.
That was a miracle.
That was a miracle.
Like twice. That that does not happen.
If that did not happen, that's an L for us too. But But we played pretty well in that game. It just happened to have come down to that play, which saved us. So again, if it comes down to the point where we do see the Rams again, they're 12-5, we're 11-6. So if we do get out of the San Francisco game, well, first, if Green Bay upsets Chicago Bears, then we get another home game in the divisional round. So that would be more exciting, because the same thing happened last year, that we were ready to face the Lions, and then the Commanders upset the Lions. So
if the Packers upset the Bears, then the Seahawks will play them, because they are the lowest remaining
true.
seed.
That's true. Yeah, right. I always forget that. So they play the lowest seed.
Right.
So then we would be obviously play. Yeah, I don't see Carolina beating the Rams. So yeah, we would be most likely going to LA to play with the Rams if we get out of San Francisco game. We do have obviously the advantage that we're playing at the link. That's the biggest advantage we have.
We would host the Rams because we're the 3rd seed and they're the 5th seed. Like,
I thought at that point I thought it was going off record, but it's seeding at this point.
Yep.
So yeah. At that point we would still have a home field game. So,
yeah,
it's not going to be easy. These games are definitely going to be hard, but I'm not worried about our defense. Our defense is going to keep us in this game.
Our defense has still been stellar.
It's a matter of our offense can score some effing points and keep the defense off the field to give them some rest. Because if we can't convert, if we can't score points, there's only so much the defense can be out there all game to continue to help us, and the defense stopping the offense to be able to get us points. But if we're not scoring, the defense, is just keeping us in the game, but we still got to score.
Right. Well, that's where offense, like, if they have possession of the ball for quite some time, and it's like, how are they not down the other end of the field? They are at least giving the defense a chance to rest before they have to go back out there.
Yeah.
The only time where the defense is really rushed back onto the field is if there's like a pick, and then it's like, right?
Yeah. So I mean, there's a lot of like 3rd down conversions that we've been missing, a lot of 3 and outs that we've been going, and we can't do that with the 49ers, because again, there have been the last 2 times that we've met them, we beat them the one time because I think Purdy got hurt.
The Purdy injury was,
and then their second string got hurt as well. They got down to their 3rd quarterback, and at that point we're like, all right, we got this game. And I think before that they killed us in the playoffs, or it was the regular season and they killed us. One of those.
I think the regular season they got the redemption, but I remember the heat coming out of San Francisco towards the city of Philadelphia and our Eagles was nasty. Because they were bitter is like an understatement about how they felt when we beat them when Brock Purdy got hurt. Right.
So I mean, Purdy's got a lot to redeem with that. I think the 49ers in general, the fact that the last time we met them in the playoffs with that outcome, they got a lot to redeem on that. So this is going to be a dogfight of a match. I mean, it's going to be a nail biter, just like any other Eagles game this year has been. It's going to hopefully go until the end. Hopefully Saquon gets on a run, because he's had maybe only 1 or 2 games where he's opened up and had like a decent like 60-yard rush, but he hasn't had. I mean, our O-line is not like what it was.
No,
it's been busted up, and I was telling this to my brother and my dad last night that I think that O-line, we got the Super Bowl last year, but it cost us so much physically that we're not the same team as what we were last year because we sacrificed so much with that O-line. And I'll tell you what, I mean, even though the tush push was a prime thing in our arsenal, I think that definitely killed a lot of our O-line physically, because they were saying a lot about that. The fact that, I mean, some of them didn't even like running it just because of how physically demanding it is. But when they were running it, it was almost a guaranteed first down. So I think it's just to the point where that O-line got so banged up, and once you're winning a Super Bowl, you don't have that much of a recovery time to get back into, the next season. So
well, you lose an entire month, right? Like, because the teams that like just wrapped up this past weekend compared to the teams that go to the Super Bowl, they have an extra month.
Yep.
Of rest, right?
Yep.
And like just steady conditioning, right? I will say, I think that both of the 3-6, like the 3 seed 6 seed games, are the big games for me. Because on the AFC side, that Buffalo Bills Jacksonville Jaguars game is gonna be really good because the Jags are red hot right now.
Yeah.
And Josh Allen is fighting for his Super Bowl, especially with Mahomes out of the equation, like
and the Ravens, because that's like the two that he could not.
And Lamar.
That's the only like two people that were always in his way. It was either the Ravens or the Chiefs. So he doesn't have either of those this year. So I'm always pushing for Josh Allen. I'm a big Josh Allen fan.
Yeah.
So I mean, I'm pushing for him, but if it comes to the two of us, whoopsie.
Yeah.
But let's make some predictions. So let's go on the north side. So we'll start at the top. The Rams in Carolina. I mean, I think that's an easy goer for me. I'm gonna pick the Rams for that one.
Rams and okay, you're on the NFC side. The Panthers upset the Rams in the regular season, like randomly, like shocked everybody.
Yeah.
That is not happening in the postseason.
No.
That is not happening. I'm
definitely not.
Just
definitely not.
Gotta say, granted, the wild thing here is that they're playing in Carolina.
That's like the only thing that's like, a little shaky, a little shaky,
a little sussy, a little suspect, right? I gotta say, the Bears, they're on a tear. I don't want them to win because I don't want to have to play them. But
exactly, like my thing is, I'm hoping they kind of get knocked out so we don't have to play them again because they're just so dangerous.
The Bears and the Packers are the oldest rivalry in the NFL, and that game is going to be fun to watch. That is on Saturday night. I will
definitely be watching that.
Be watching that one.
I mean, I'm probably, because I think Green Bay has been on a losing streak at this point.
Yeah.
If I might say. So, I mean, Green Bay, Jordan Love is always, he can be on or he can be off. So it really just depends on how they come into it. But, Chicago definitely, I feel Chicago is like the Lions of last year. Like the Lions, like they've had some crappy years and they get this one good year where, they had a great season. They're, thinking Super Bowl, we're going to the Super Bowl, get all the way to the divisional, and they got knocked out. But I think I'm gonna go with Chicago taking the win against Green Bay.
I think that's the move, man. And I will say, like, if the Eagles are gonna win the Super Bowl, 1, beat the Niners. 2, get a win over the Bears. Like, that to me is like, okay, now go play the Seahawks, beat them, and then you got a shot at winning the Super Bowl. But
that's the thing that you have to think about at that point. If we beat San Fran and we beat LA by some miracle with both of them, I'm saying miracles for both of them, who would you rather be playing at that point, Seattle or the Bears? Because that's going to be your your conference, and that's going to be a wild game, the Bears and the Seahawks.
So the okay. So if we knocked out the Niners and the Bears knocked out Green Bay and the Rams knocked out Carolina, then the Seahawks and the Rams would play each other. So the
lowest seed, that's right.
The Seahawks and the Rams would play each other. So then
we would play Chicago then.
We would play Chicago, and then it's like if the Seahawks take care of the Rams, great. Yeah. If the Rams can beat the Seahawks, and then the NFC Championship game is in Philly between the Rams and the Eagles, I hate it because we celebrated that win in Philly with those two blocked kicks.
LA
is coming for our heads, dude, if that's the case. Like,
that's all. I mean? Whatever time, if we meet them in the conference or in the second game, if we see the Rams, that's all they're going to be thinking about is that block punt and that we should have won, blah blah blah. So
that being said, we can beat the Rams in the NFC Championship if we play like we played in the Super Bowl. Like if our O-line is firing on all cylinders, that's how we beat them. And there's no evidence this season that they're going to do that. Right? Yeah. But how did the Eagles look in the regular season last year?
They had, again, the first 4 games were pretty much the same way.
It was the Saquon Barkley show. That's what we forget, right? Like we think the Eagles did so good in the regular season last year because Saquon Barkley ran past everybody. Like
the snow game.
The snow game.
And that's the thing. They're not going to let him get away with that stuff this time. Just like everybody else this season, that they know they're going with Barkley, and our O-line's kind of been mediocre with getting him open, but it's going to be tough.
The big factor that we haven't talked about is we did what we did last year on offense with Kellen Moore. There's no faith in Kevin Patullo. There's no reason for us to believe that this guy is going to magically make good play calls that are going to make our offense look absolutely dominant.
Exactly.
The only thing I can think of is, okay, did Nick Sirianni call a lot of the Super Bowl plays, and is he going to step in and make some of those same calls in the postseason? That's going to just if that's all the right answers, then again, holy shit, this guy is on another level, right?
Yeah, I mean, the only thing that I will have to say is, everybody's been up and down about Hurts this season, but I think when it comes to a game that, is important, Hurts is always putting up big numbers in the games that matter.
Well, and this postseason is going to be a testament to that, because if he goes through again and puts on anything like what he did last postseason, then it is going to be, they just play cat and mouse this whole entire.
It's gonna be wild, because I mean it's one thing to get one Super Bowl. It's crazy to get 2 Super Bowls back to back, and again, it's crazier to get 3 back to back. We saw it with the Chiefs last year, but this will be the fact that is Jalen Hurts as good as he as people are saying he is. Can he do it again?
Is he not as good as a lot of people might be saying that he is? Like, did he just get lucky because of his offense? Like, because he had the weapons to work with?
Yeah, the weapons to work. Is he that top 10 quarterback? Is he deserving of that top 10 spot?
Top 10, top 5 conversation is like what people are really trying to push him out of.
So,
right? Like,
and I don't think he's one to, listen to the radio, listen to the, scandals and all that stuff. But I think when he is in his mindset of, this is what he needs to do, and he just comes up big in those games. And I think he's a good hype man to get everybody in to, be focused. And I think since everybody on that team has been in this situation before, that they know what they need to do, that they know how they need to play, everybody needs to come out playing their best games over these next couple weeks if we want to make a Super Bowl. I'm not confident we're going to get to the Super Bowl, but I hope they prove me wrong.
Based on all this conversation that we just had, if they get there, it's going to be a tough.
I will be happy if we get to the conference this year.
Yeah, if we get to the conference and it's against LA, all right. I'm not even gonna be like. I mean, I'll be bummed. We'll all be bummed.
Because even the 2017 season, I wasn't thinking Super Bowl. I think I probably said the same thing. If we get to the conference, cool. I wasn't expecting anything. And even the Super Bowl, I'm like, we're playing the Patriots. We are playing the GOAT. There's no way we're winning this. How do we win? And we won. So
with
anything is possible with a backup quarterback.
So
anything's possible. That's why, the fact that we can have upsets. We've seen them in the playoffs. We've had, teams that have been having the worst last couple of weeks of football, and they come out and they get on a run and they make it really long, far down in the playoffs. So it's the matter of if our Eagles are ready and they're focused and they know what they need to do, I think they can make a run, but it's more on the, again, I'll say I'm not worried about the defense. The defense needs to keep on playing what they've been doing. It's a matter of if our offense can step up to the plate and be the same way as our defense and just score points and, just be, delivering and being aggressive to what they are capable of. We have the weapons. It's just a fact of, like you said, I don't have faith in Kevin Patullo and his play calling.
Yeah.
And Nick Sirianni has been a question mark all season, just like any other season too. But who knows? Maybe we're gonna, let's hope they have like a possum thing going on. Like, oh, we've kind of been just like, getting through this season, and we're just flipping the light on when we get to the playoffs because we knew we have at least enough to get us to the playoffs. Let's, ride off keeping our guys healthy because, if we can get into the playoffs as healthy as we can, we know we got a shot at this. And I think it's the same thing as last year. We went into the playoffs decently healthy. We had Jalen who didn't play the last game or two, but Jalen had a full season this season. So he's pretty healthy to the point where, he's doing okay. Everybody's banged up at this point, no matter what. Nobody's 100%, but I'm just hoping for the best.
If our defense has been doing their job to the point that the offense has had to not play 100% every game to get us to this point, then the defense are the MVPs of the season again. The defense was like the unsaid MVP of the Super Bowl.
Right.
I know Jalen Hurts deserved his flowers for that game.
Definitely.
But
let's get to the AFC side.
Yeah, let's talk about it because I was literally going to ask you, what do you think like on this side? What do you think?
I'm starting from the top, the Buffalo and Jags. Again, I am a big Josh Allen fan. But like you said, the Jags are on a pretty good high ride right now, but I think the fact that experience always beats out a lot of things. I'm gonna go with Buffalo winning by a short haul with this game.
I like it. I mean, they are in Jacksonville, but we have that. What was that Bills Rams game that was like 80+ points combined? And Josh Allen pulled out the win in the fourth quarter again because Josh Allen just does that a lot of the time.
He just did that Josh Allen thing, yeah. So I think we'll get a decent game, but I think Buffalo will pull it out in the end.
Yeah.
Patriots and Chargers.
So this one's interesting to me because the Patriots are the second seed, but like they had the easiest schedule, right? Like,
right.
I mean, so we're gonna go. Granted, like the Chargers, they're all right, but they're not super great, right? Yeah. Like,
I'm gonna say the Patriots take this because I think it's been a while since they've gotten to this type of season. I mean, I'm gonna say they get through this one.
Yeah,
I'll have to see what their next game would be, if so. But yeah, I'm gonna take Patriots for this one.
Yeah, I mean, coming into last night's Steelers-Ravens showdown. Bro, I wish you got to see that whole game. I wish you got to see that fourth quarter. That fourth quarter was something to be seen.
Hey, if this is Aaron Rodgers' last season,
he made it into the postseason.
He's like, hey,
I'm good.
It's my last time here. Let's try to see if we can go all the way. I haven't really followed Houston Texans too much this year. But
I know their defense is really good.
Right. So it's going to be another hard fought game for them. I'm just going to go for the home team. I'm going to say Pittsburgh gets maybe a last second win again. Aaron Rodgers is Aaron Rodgers. He has probably out of this whole playoffs, he's the one that has the most amount of experience, I guess, right now, right?
The Pittsburgh Steelers have not lost a Monday Night Football game since 1991.
Jeez.
And they're playing next Monday night.
Yep.
So that
hard to bet against that.
And they're playing at home. So it's like
hard to bet against that.
That is really hard to bet against. But like, who knows? We'll see.
Yeah.
I think going off of that, you would have the Denver Broncos playing the Buffalo Bills, which
that'll be a game.
That to me is the conference championship game. Like they're. You have the Broncos playing the Bills, and then you would have the Patriots playing the Steelers.
That'll be a good game too, Patriots and Steelers. I think that'll be pretty decent. So that would be in New England, though.
That would be in New England, though, and that is tough. That's tough to call.
And again, I haven't followed Steelers or Pitt or the Pats enough to really be too much of an analyst with it.
I haven't followed the Patriots enough, but I know that they're riding this wave, right? Like,
yeah.
So their momentum is a lot heavier, and they're playing at home. So if that was the end of the road for the Steelers, I would get it, and I would be okay with it.
I'm just gonna go with the fact that if the Eagles are not in the playoffs at that point, I'm just gonna root for the next home team, Pitt. So yep. I'll say they take the upset and beat the Patriots.
I would love that.
And go into the conference
against the Broncos or the Buffalo Bills. That's so hard.
Something makes me want to. Something wants me to pick the Broncos for that.
Yeah, I think so.
They've been doing really good this year,
which is tough because you want to pull for Josh Allen, but
I think this is gonna be his time where he's like, it's gonna be that challenge, and I'm not sure. Hey, I hope he gets it, but I'm gonna say it would be Denver and Pitt in the conference, and then I think that's where Denver gets into the championship. And if I'm picking not Eagles, I would say it's going to be the Seahawks and the Denver Broncos, both the 1 seeds in the championship game.
That sounds right.
Or if Chicago goes on the deep haul, I would say Chicago and Denver.
And I kind of wouldn't hate it.
Either one of those games I would not.
Because both those teams were pretty bad, like, recently, right? Like,
exactly. Like, I feel the AFC side is a little more predictable than the NFC side. I feel there's like still 3 teams that can make it all the way. I'm still thinking Eagles are within that match, but I think Seahawks, Chicago, Rams, and Eagles somewhere within that. But those top 3 teams have a potential to go all the way. I feel Denver is the highest percentage to get to the Super Bowl on the AFC side.
Yeah.
With the Broncos being in that next one, So I would say Denver, Buffalo, and New England. So it can go either way with it, but I would say Broncos and Seahawks, or Broncos and the Bears.
I just want to see. Okay. So currently, right now, the Seattle Seahawks are plus 390 to win the Super Bowl.
Gotcha.
The LA Rams are plus 440. The Denver Broncos are plus 650. The Philadelphia Eagles are plus 850. So they're in the top 4.
Which is still wild, but at least people are still putting their odds high on the Eagles. But
the New England Patriots and the Buffalo Bills are tied at plus 1,000. That's kind of crazy to me.
Yeah. It's going to be wild.
Yeah.
I think this wild card weekend is going to be nuts.
It's a very interesting mix-up. I threw on Pat McAfee just to catch what they had to say about the Steelers-Ravens game last night. And granted, it could just be Pat saying it because ESPN.
Yeah.
He's like, this is anyone could win the Super Bowl at this point, which, like, I don't necessarily agree with, but, like, people say once you get to the postseason, it's a clean.
I kind of
agree
to it to an extent because I think it's pretty wide open, but there are, like I said, there are some teams that have a definite, good ride that they have a most definite spot to be there. But I think it's not real wide open. But I think this is one of those rare years where, there's not one definitive person that's going to win, like go all the way. And like, nobody else is going to be able to beat these people. Like, I think it can go a lot of ways, just like anything. That team could come in and just not be on, and that other team just be playing their 100% greatest and just upset.
After the Patriots and the Bills, you have the Houston Texans at plus 1,100, the Jaguars at plus 1,400, the Packers at plus 1,900, the Bears at plus 2,000, the Niners at plus 2,700. Okay, so that's telling for, like,
yeah. They're still favoring the Eagles against San Fran right now, which is good.
And they're favoring them against the Bears. Yeah, the only NFC teams that they're not favored well against is the Rams.
Yeah.
And I mean this is odds to win the Super Bowl. Eagles plus 850, Rams plus 440. I mean,
right.
Seahawks plus 390. Like, those are the 2 NFC contenders. And the Broncos, the Broncos are the only ones in the top 4 with the Patriots 5th. But yeah, the Broncos it looks like the Broncos are the AFC likelihood representatives in the Super Bowl. I mean, it just seems to be that way. The Broncos early in the season beat the Chiefs and the Eagles. So like at that point it was like Broncos might be doing something. We said that back in like October. So
yeah. So it's gonna be fun this year. I'm looking forward to it as a fan, and just being able to watch all these games. It's gonna be fun. I'm looking forward to hopefully having some upsets, having some crazy moments. It's gonna be a fun playoff
atmosphere
series
for sure.
And I'm looking forward to seeing the Super Bowl this year. Let us all know what your predictions are. Let us know what you thought of the Stranger Things collaboration, because we sure as hell did not like it. And I'll say we are big Triple H fans, but I'll say, Hunter, you failed on this one.
Yeah, and again, like that has to be. They got this assignment really late, and they were trying to wrap up the John Cena finale, right?
Yeah.
Like I feel like everything was centered right on that, and that farewell was wrapping up December 13th, and then it was like after that they were going into the holiday season, and they weren't even worried about WrestleMania until the new year. Yeah. So,
I mean, it's a fail, but you can understand the fact that it may have kind of just been pulled together really quick, if anything, or they just didn't, put the nail on the head with it, and they just kind of flopped on what they really needed to do for it. Or they probably thought they were able to get some of the characters, but maybe last minute they flopped out. Who knows? But I just think there was a lot of missed opportunities with tonight. On not even the matches. This has nothing to do with the matches. I think just the collaboration between the two things. I think they just missed a lot of opportunities where they could have, upped the ante, instead of just in the beginning of Raw just flipping the whole camera 180, and then just being like, we're in the upside down,
and having Corey and Michael come out of the van, and then literally that was it. The rest of the show
the
rest of the show was the women matches, and then the Braun Breaker CM Punk world title match.
Let's go see some chicks.
Yeah. Yep. I was gonna say, like, all right, can they redeem themselves next week?
They need to.
But we have a wild card game going on next Monday night.
That's
for
true.
Football.
That's
so
true.
It's like, are they gonna be like, all right?
I mean, it's nothing set up tonight for next week, so they don't have to. They could have another throwaway, but
are they gonna start off the year with 2 episodes of? They're gonna look at tonight as the first Monday Night Raw of the year. We got two title changes in the women's tag titles and the women IC title. And they had the world heavyweight title being defended in the main event. They're going to look at that and say, oh, next week we can do a lot of storyline building.
Yeah.
Because there's a Monday Night Football game on. And then the week after that, Monday Night Football is officially over until next September.
Yep.
And that buys them time to figure out what they want to do for the Royal Rumble. Like, they're just going to lean into SmackDown on Fridays, which isn't conflicting with football.
Right.
To set up the Rumble. I can totally see that being a thing. I would not be surprised. That all being said, let's wrap this one up. We said we were going to keep this one short, and here we are once again.
Yeah, Randy rants.
That's fine.
Oh, good. We had fun. We don't usually get too mad on these things, so it was good.
It was good.
Good to let it out.
A little tension.
Release the tensions for the rest of the week.
It's a good way to kick off the new year here, right? I mean, I know last week's challenge, which we haven't even talked about. I didn't even tell you off air before we got on. I texted my mom this morning. I was like, Mom, you got to watch this challenge because you haven't said a word about it.
Oh, geez, yeah.
she's like, all right, send me the link. I was talking to her on the phone on one of my breaks at school. So I send her the link, and she goes, she's in all caps, oh my God, that was so great. Anthony's wig has me absolutely dying. I was like, dude, I told her I had no idea he was coming in that outfit.
Yeah.
And I lost it. And like the blooper reel that you did is really good, but it serves no justice to the number of takes you and I did where I was just grinning and chuckling.
Yeah.
And just
even watching it back, I'm like, we did a lot of them that we didn't actually record, and I wish we actually did, because there was some stuff in those that were like actually seeing like your reaction. I'm like, I wish we would have had that,
dude, just to have them. Yeah,
yeah.
Because I was dying laughing for like the first two full takes.
Definitely the first two takes. It was just like a grin. Like, it was so
dude.
Good. I'm glad I was able to pull it off,
dude.
But,
it was awesome.
Yeah, my mom loved it. Joan loved it.
Yeah, Cheyenne loved it. Like
Anthony saw it and he's like, "Your moves are terrible, Dad." I'm like, "Thanks, buddy."
Thanks, buddy.
But then, like 5 minutes later, he's like, "Dad, can you teach me how to do that dance?" I'm like, "Sure." The terrible dance? Yeah, sure.
Now, he hasn't seen the Thriller music video, right?
No, and
yeah,
I told him like, no. He wanted to, but I'm like, nah, dude, it's too scary.
Dude.
I don't. I showed him a picture of Michael Jackson as that. He's like, oh, I'm not scared of that. I'm like, that's enough. That's fine.
Yeah. That.
The only thing that I know that he is scared of, and he has told us that he doesn't like clowns. But I think that's a pretty decent, like that's a pretty like universal kid thing.
That's fair. Yeah.
Because he saw a John Moxley, action figure match video, and they had John Moxley dressed up as like a Joker figure, which I thought was a cool thing. I think he should do it. But he was like, yeah, I don't like watching this because I don't like his clown mask and everything. So like, that's fine. I mean, we don't have to watch this, but so I know like he's not a fan of clowns.
Okay.
So he does have something that he doesn't like.
Like a tiny phobia of sorts, right? So to lean away from it at least. That's good,
right? So I know like that's like the trigger point to be like, okay, don't go that avenue, but like you can kind of do this and that, and it's cool to just kind of see him starting to get into little things there, like him just like oh, did you know this about like snakes and stuff and all that? He's starting to get into like all that stuff, and it's kind of cool to just see his brain working and like discovering new things.
Yeah, it's great.
So
I love that.
Cool. But yeah, man, again, love you. Thank you all for tuning in.
Love you too, bro.
Everybody, make sure you're subscribing at One Set Pod, Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, TikTok. Jim, let everybody know where they can hang out with us outside of our episodes.
That's the Facebook group One Set Fam. Again, that's the number One Set Fam on Facebook. Come hang out with us. We are getting, I mean, postseason football is here. The road to WrestleMania is coming.
Yeah.
Like these next 4 months are like when we are the most active in the One Set fan page. Like,
yep. So make sure you're in there. Make sure you tell if you're a wrestling fan, if you're even a football fan, we'll be talking a little bit about that up into the Super Bowl. But if you're a wrestling fan, you want to make sure you're in that Facebook group, because we're going to talk all things wrestling, all things up to the Mania. So you want to be able to be chatting with us. If you're not, commenting on our videos, and you want to be physically chatting with us in real time, make sure you're hitting up that group chat.
That's it. Anth, love you, brother. Let's get some rest.
Love you too, dude.
Until next time, this has been One Set.